Okay, here we are with Chrigel Maurer, multiple 8-time champion of the Red Bull X-Alps. We're a few days out from the Red Bull X-Alps. How has your preparation been?
Yeah, thank you very much to come. Yeah, for me the preparation was really a good time. In the winter with ski touring, skiing, but also a bit of flying. But then the spring conditions was quite good, so I set the goal to make 200 hours of flying.
Okay.
And actually I'm at 192.
Okay.
Not really passed, but much more than last edition.
Okay, so more than last edition.
Yeah, I flew around 100 hours more than last edition.
Okay, oh, wow. So would you say you're more prepared for this edition than you are for last edition?
For sure, yes. I plan more focus on training, in physical training, in flying training, spending time with the team, and this we made well, and finally I feel really good now.
How do you know that you're getting better? Because this is now your 9th edition, you're also getting a little bit older with every edition.
That's true.
Do you actually have, scientific medical ways of measuring?
For sure, body power you can measure by the tests, and this for sure it's not increasing much because I'm older, and the recovery time needs more, and this is not the big difference, but the feeling, because I made in detail and the preparation. I mean, I'm looking for a good team, taking the time for understanding what we do, and also for the flights, for the hours, and in different conditions, in different with different gliders also. And spending hours on the ground walking means taking the right stuff, shoes, the cloth, and food, for example. And finally, looking for the route, for the airspaces. I think we have the most difficult route ever, the most difficult situations with the airspaces, to respect airspaces. And yeah, it takes time. So it's a never-ending story, but it gets a feeling, and this feeling actually feels good.
Okay, so you're more prepared than ever?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, okay, that's pretty strong.
Yeah, it's nice, but on the other side, I know that there's an adventure.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the prologue, which is a hard race, a short, hard race, and then we have the adventure. And in adventure, everything can happen. So you're not gonna say it needs this kind of preparation, then you will be good in the race, like in the marathon, for example. But at least it will help. And for me, the X-Alps, it's good to have the motivation to train, and the training feels good if it's well made. So, and in general, also with the new gear from Advance, with the new material we bring, with the new van we have from VW, it makes a big volume of good feeling.
Thinking about the route, I've heard people say it is 40 to 50% harder than the last edition. Do you think this is the case, and if so, why?
The length, it's just 60k more.
Yeah.
So it means if flyable, it's two hours more. So it's not that much. But with the turn points on the ground, with the via ferratas, and with the route flow, it's for sure more difficult, and depends of the weather, it makes it even more slow. So we will see what it means for this edition.
So how many hours do you think you've spent researching the route since the route came out?
Yeah, maybe 30 to 40.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, it's all about thinking about all the time, but it's also the 40 hours sitting on the computer and calculation and discussing with the team. And
what are the cruxes?
It's to think about solutions in different weather conditions.
Okay. So the cruxes can be anywhere.
Sure. It starts here to cross the main ridge to the south, and then the first via ferrata, it's maybe in the first day.
Okay.
But then it's the questions how to went into Engadine.
Yeah.
From the Meran Valley into Engadine, there are many options, and then the next is crossing to Surselva, to Disentis. There are more options, and then from Disentis to Nielsen, it's horrible. You have 3-4 options, and depends of the weather, of the daytime, it's completely different. And then if you go more south, the longest leg from Les Deux Alpes to Locarno, you have so many options. It's impossible to know everything. So spending at least some time to thinking about options, it's important.
So who is on your team this year, and what was the process of putting it together? Because last time you put your team together, you changed it all very quickly, and we talked about that then. But who is the team now?
Now I bring Ramon Krebs and Sarah, his girlfriend. They was with me in Xpier 2022. So we know a bit how it works, or it can work. And on the other bus, it's Romy and Pascal. They bring some flying skills and social media skills.
Okay.
So Ramon and Sarah, they are not flying. So it's different characteristics, different options we can bring into the team.
So you've got a team of 5. How does that compare with the days when it was just you and Thomas doing it?
Yeah, it's for sure different. Even in the preparation, at the organization, to have all together, it's quite difficult. And to think about what we can do in stressful situations to bring in all the power, or what we can do in the opposite, when I just fly and when it's boring, that they not lose the motivation. So this is the most the biggest differences with the small or a big team.
So what equipment you touched? It's the advanced wing. The advanced wing is special, I think. Is it made of what material is it made of?
I think it's not really special, because the Omega is the ULS from 23.
Okay.
And the material it's used the same which Ozone already used for the Zeolite in 2019 and 21 and 23. Okay. So they made it these two constructions together. So we have a really light Omega ULS.
How light is your wing this year?
I not really checked in the end. It was less than 3 kilo.
Okay.
But now with the stickers, it's around 3, I think.
Okay.
But it's for sure 200 gram lighter than the old one. And 200 gram, it's quite a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Everyone else has got pods and tails and submarine style harnesses and stuff. I imagine in the advanced team, this must have been a lot of conversation and decision making. I mean, how involved were you in that decision of just saying, no, we want this type of harness?
The harness we fly, it's exactly the same like in 2023. It's really light, small to pack, with the corrode protection, and what's this small, light, but not really small packable. I mean, and we know how the harness works, and it's really efficient in hike and fly competition. And a year ago, I was sure that the pod harnesses are too difficult and too heavy for this style of competitions. But when I compete this year, I saw the other products, and I was sure that they will work well. So if I can choose today, I will choose a pod harness.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I think so, because they made a really good job.
Yeah.
Instead of advanced, they focused more on serial products instead of competition products or prototypes. And it's the way they have to deal. But finally, I think my equipment is still compatible.
Yeah.
I have not that much disadvantage, I guess, because flying full speed and using the full performance of the equipment, it's not that much as in a PWC, for example, as in a World Championship. And I think it's more important to feel good with the all equipment, and the equipment I know well, because it's the same like last edition, and this makes me hope for a good result.
But the difference, I guess, is in glide.
Yeah. In full
and
speed,
it's noticeable.
In trim speed, I think there is very small difference because it's slower, and in full speed for sure there is a difference. And often I fly half speed. It means I not get the full advantage of a pod harness in performance. But I'm sure the advantage of a pod harness is also to keep warm and to keep dry while raining.
Everyone's talking about flying in the rain, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Some Italian guy was telling me about that. So also thinking about the technology, what are your go-to apps? What technology do you like to use? What is the things that you must have on your phone or in your equipment?
Yeah, finally we bring the Naviter instrument, the Omni, to have live tracking and the navigation. And then my phone, it's a normal Samsung Android phone, I watch out for a good battery life instead of a very good quality. So it's the A56.
Okay.
And therefore I use several apps for flight navigation. It's the Track, which I use for all year and still the same. We have in all the turn points and also the airspaces, which is quite easy to navigate. It's my main navigation instrument, the Track. And then I bring a backup GPS, but also the very important variometer. It's a Tracer Mini 5 with the solar, so it works for all day easily. And then we have to bring the Garmin InReach 2 for the satellite connection when it's no GSM connection for the live tracking. So also my team can see every time where I am and what I do. And finally, for navigation on the ground, I use only my phone with the apps, Burner, for example. This I also use for the weather forecast, for calculation the routes, and to see the live tracking from other pilots, to see the live wind speeds at the ground at every time. And this gives me a lot of information I can use for my decisions.
With that information, do you trust immediately what's on the app, or how much sort of double checking are you doing?
Finally, at the X-Alps I start in 2009-11, we not had any electronic devices. We had paper maps, and several calculation was not possible in this way, like
it's
now.
the old tool.
It was a lot of try and error, and now we can really calculate a lot. My team is calculating on the computer in the apps, and we know quite exactly how long I have to walk or how hard it will be. And to understand better where to fly, it's much easier when you have information from the ground, from the live tracking from other pilots flying around. And it's not the only thing, it's all together, also my experience, but it really helps a lot and gives sometimes a clear feeling what to do. It means I can go, I can push, or I have to fly around or to keep safe. Yeah.
Do you think it's made it easier?
No.
No.
No, it's I would say the Red Bull X-Alps became from the adventure to a race.
Yeah.
It means this adventure style was quite easy and it was quite slow. I was able to talk with Tarkin about my experience. I was able to talk with people, they met me, but at the moment it's really racing.
Yeah.
So everyone is improving, always moving, and this pushing means it's more hard, it's less fun in a way. For me it's still fun because I want to move fast.
Yeah.
And to calculate every single step and to try to calculate the flights makes it more complex, more difficult, but on the other side more efficient.
Where does your motivation come from, continue to come from? Because this is your 9th edition. So a lot of people would have got to 5 and gone, okay, that's it. But how do you stay motivated?
Now, after the X-Alps, I really understand what I did. Not during, but after.
Okay.
And then I do a lot of presentations. When people ask me what you did or how it looks like, to show them the picture and the videos and to feel the fascination. This is a big part. And then I'm sure without a project like the X-Alps, I'm not became that good as I am, because I need the goal and I need the preparation, and then also the race is part of it. And finally, for sure, the 8 editions was really good, and some was better, some less, but in a way it was really an adventure and brings me to a next level all the time. And now I bring a new team, so we will have a new experience, and to go with them, it's a big motivation.
So it's never the same.
It's never the same, yeah.
How has your approach to risk changed since 2009?
Yeah, there is different views. I think one view is that I'm getting older and I know more about what can happen, so it makes me more careful and less free to try. and which is maybe smart or good. But on the other side, if I not do this in training, I get more worse, or I not become better. I think 10 years ago I was a better pilot.
Okay.
So it's not the guarantee now that I'm more safe. You know what I mean? It's a different situation. But I think the risk is always the same. As a student, you don't have experience, but you have a safe glider and low goals.
Yeah.
Now I have a lot of experience, but a high performance glider and really high goals, and high expectations. And this makes that the risk stays more or less similar as 26 years before.
Looking back, out of all the editions, which one has the best memories for you so far?
I think the first arrival in Monaco.
Oh, okay.
Because I flew 100k from the mountain to the beach. I landed on the beach and I won the race, and it was really amazing. And the other side there was 13, because in this 6 days every move was perfect.
Yeah.
I was in a really good mode with my skills. I would say I was in the best stage of my life, and also with Thomas it was really working. The weather was great, and I made a lot of magic moves, we say, and it really makes a lot of fun, which feels really easy. Yeah, these two memories I have.
Who have you got your eye on out of all the rookies in the race this year? And are any of your protégés in the race this year?
Yeah, for sure we have the athletes we know already, like Maxim, Aron, Simon Obrauner, Damien Lacasse. They will perform well with experience. And then we have several rookies, which we don't know exactly. And I know Lars a bit, Lars Merstetter. He was a supporter last time with me, and he improves really a lot. He did some competitions, he performed really well, and he brings a good team with a good motivation. I think his philosophy and his mood is really good. But in the end, there is a question about how to get in the race in the first days, how the weather will play in, and several things. So we will see.
So what's your advice to those rookies?
Yeah, to enjoy, to start the race without the big pressure, and to not to hurry too much in the beginning, and to work with the other teams, to see the beginning as a not holidays, but as a hike and fly, what you do together with friends, to understand how it works, and then after some days you can start pushing.
How can they beat you? Do you have a weakness? Do you know what that weakness is? What makes you stressed?
Yeah.
What do other pilots have to do to make you feel the pressure?
I think it's very easy. My privilege is that when I stay in front, everybody is watching me and follow me. And if a rookie goes his own way, because he's good and he's strong in mind, he can beat me, I think, easily. Because they bring better skills. There are some other teams which are really good prepared, and they are stronger in hiking for sure. And if they go really with his own planning and motivation, then they can beat me. But as long as they follow me, it's difficult.
Are you afraid of failure? Are you afraid of not doing well in your ninth edition?
Sure, this is a big problem we discussed already in the team, because the team also wants to do good as the others. And for sure once I will fail. And I think once I end second, I can say, or I have to say, it was the worst edition I ever did.
Yeah.
And so for us it's really important to see the adventure and what we can do day by day, step by step. And as long as I do well, we stay happy. And as soon as I start to struggle or I do stupid mistakes, then for sure we cannot be happy. And then we will see.
How has it been when you have come second, or when you haven't done well in a race, other races and things like that?
I'm happy with my success, but I'm not so happy with my decisions I did in Jura hike and fly months ago. I missed a turn point.
All right.
It was stupid. I was sure I'm in front, and I missed a turn point, so I had to hike back. I really missed the day. And in Borns to Fly, I was in the lead in the evening, and then we had some issues with navigation, so I missed the win. For sure, these are two experiences in the short past where I know that I can be better, but in general I feel really good, so I hope I already made the mistakes this year and can be free for the X-Alps.
So thinking about those new pilots again, what skills do pilots need to work on to actually compete, to start competing?
I think every athlete think about flying and hiking, and if you go more into detail, that means takeoff, turbling, cross-country skills. For sure it's good to have competition experience, to fly fast, and then to hike up, it's normal, but to hike also on the flat, the road, it's really a hard part of the race for the legs. To eat really a lot, because you need so much calories.
How many calories do you eat in a day?
I don't know exactly, but it's more than 5,000, and if you do this every day and you miss every day 500, then you get in the minus after a week.
Yeah.
This is a point. And then to have a good spirit with the team, because the team is strong when they are fresh and awake, but if something gets wrong or when they get weak or tired, then it's really easy that you get trouble. And finally, to have also the skills for small landing fields, to know what you can do with your glider in strong wind conditions, in rough conditions. This is really important. And yeah, finally also to like the adventure. If you fly into a valley, it also feels really like a pressure. You don't know what to do, and then to have ideas and to accept the unsure, it's not easy.
The level of performance in the pilots seems to advance every edition. What makes the biggest difference? Is it the technology, the equipment, the training, our sort of collective experience? What is it that keeps the level going up?
I think it's nice that athletes compare with the others, and they watch movies. In social media you can watch much more what's happened and how they do, and the level, it's shown always the best. Social media, the problem is you always see the best, but if you accept this, you can learn from them. And for sure you can do better body training with a good plan, with the coach. You can train harder to fly when you do competitions. We see actually that the French pilots have a lot of young pilots. They do immediately competition and PWC, and they fly the high performance gliders. That means in hike and fly they know how to use the easier hike and fly competition gliders. They do safety trainings, they do a lot of detailed training, and it makes an athlete more complete. And in the end, it's good to race in these hike and fly races like Dolomiti Superfly X here. In Switzerland we have 12 hike and fly races over the year, from short day to 4-day competitions. And yeah, if you have practice, you will increase.
You mentioned social media there. The criticism of social media is that a lot of what plays out well on social media is often a bit crazy, or can be, look dangerous or radical and, extreme. So how do we as a sport teach a culture of safety in that sort of environment?
Yeah, it's a general problem, I think, in every sport or in everything. And now we have the AI, which starts to play in, which you don't know if it's real or not. And it's always shown the best or the opposite. The crazy, unreal stuff, and it's really difficult to understand what you can take. Or I would say I try to make information and inspiration on the social media, but not with the really crazy stuff, because it starts to be unreal.
Cool. Finally, thousands of pilots around the world are about to start watching you, following your every step for the next 2 weeks. What message have you got for your fans who are rooting for you?
Yeah, you can think whatever you want. I have to do the first steps well, and I have to do every single step as serious as possible, because it's a new race, it's a new challenge, and I will be tired, and I'm really get feared about taking good decisions with the fearness and the stress. But I have a good team, and for sure they will help me. But do not think about the defending champion will win again anyway.
Okay. All right. Listen, Chrigel, thank you very much.
Thank you. Cool.
Good luck over the next 2 weeks.
Thank you, and see you. Thanks for speaking about.
Thank you.